Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you a very interesting topic. I guess everyone is looking forward to it. I will talk about Feng Shui and Bazi. Uh, how can you see Feng Shui in your Bazi? Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. Uh, when Feng Shui is concerned, they always talk about three things: heaven, earth, and man. Okay, heaven, earth, man. Okay, in Chinese it's called 天地人. Feng Shui always talk about these three things. So actually, what is heaven, earth, and man? Okay, uh, heaven is stems. Okay, earth is branch, and man is hidden stem. Okay, so it correlate to a pillar. Okay, let's say a pillar is 几十. Okay, then inside snake. Okay, so this is heaven, this earth is branch, and this is the hidden stem. Okay, actually it's not three. Okay, it's only two. Heaven, earth, and man is a pillar. So there's another saying in a lot of books, also a lot of master, they taught you in this way. They say heaven is life. Then earth is luck. Then man is feng shui. There's this saying, they say life is given to you from heaven because something that you cannot choose whether you like it or not. It's all predetermined. That's why it's given to you by heaven. Why they say heaven? Okay, heaven is something that we cannot understand. That's why they say heaven. It's all predetermined, all fixed, all the character is fixed. Okay, this called the life given to you by heaven. Then what is earth? Earth is your luck. Okay, your luck, good luck, bad luck. Okay, it's all predetermined, and you cannot change. Then the third one is man, feng shui. They say feng shui can change, which is mean that you can change everything if you know how. So heaven, they put it as heaven is Bazi, right? Your Bazi is heaven. Then your luck also derive from heaven, right? Then feng shui, feng shui is the one that if you know how, you can change, correct? But normally a teacher, a master will ask you to learn Bazi. Okay, but because Bazi is extremely difficult to learn, it's so difficult because of the complexity, the permutation. That's why there are not much master. Actually, they really master Bazi. That's why they use other tools to so called to understand life easier. Okay, like example 奇门遁甲, 六刃, 紫微斗数, all these. See all these tools, all this method, without Bazi itself, they cannot tabulate the system. There's no reading. See, only if you have a Bazi, then all this derive from the Bazi. Okay, that's why you seldom hear there's a very good so-called teacher who know how to teach about Bazi. But there are many master talk about 奇门遁甲, no, 紫微斗数 and 大六壬. There are a lot of master outside, okay. But if you talk about master that really know 八字, no, it is difficult to find, okay. So actually, then they say that you have to understand heaven, your life. Then after that, you understand your luck. Then after that, you use Feng Shui to do. You see the mainstream master, they divide this into three parts, right? So you learn a 八字, then after that you learn your luck and 八字 is together under one course. Then after that the Feng Shui is a separate course, okay. So in actual fact, for my year of experience, year of research, okay, through a lot of people, actually Feng Shui is already predetermined in your 八字, okay. Let me show you how, my Feng Shui method, okay. Okay, first, you must put a lot of common sense, a lot of logic into this so-called this type of knowledge. Actually, in fact, you have to put a lot of so-called common sense and logic into whatever you want to learn. Understand? Because it is important. Number one, when 八字 and Feng Shui is concerned, an environment also is the consideration. You have to have an environment, then you can understand everything, because 八字 is about environment, correct. 八字 is a date of birth, okay. A date consists of an environment, okay. So can we control date? No. At the moment you cannot control date until you understand what does a date means. A date means a date of birth, okay. There are many people don't understand their date of birth, so it is definitely you don't understand environment, okay. Then there's another environment, which is outside environment. This environment we can understand, you see. So true, if you cannot understand the environment in your date of birth, you must understand the outside environment, which is called nature. If you can understand the environment of nature, you can use it into a date of birth. It is the same scenario, okay. So number one, date of birth is outside environment. There is something that we cannot control if you don't know, okay. Then there is a physical environment, like now physical environment, things that you can see is tangible, you can feel, you can touch. It is the environment itself, okay. But this environment is so-called is a byproduct of the 10 stamp. 10 stamp is the energy of environment. So whatever we can see physically, tangible, we can touch, we can feel, it is a byproduct of the energy, the 10 stamp, I mean the 12 stamps, okay. Then after that, your house is an environment, right? Your house is environment, because why? Your house is a small environment which is a so-called has an effect on the outside environment. Why do I say that? Because if you live in your house, okay, your house will protect you from outside environment, the calamity, the rain, the snow, the heat, the wind, the dust, all the outside factor, the hostility, okay. So the house is the one that protect you, okay. It's called a small environment. Outside is a big environment, your house is a small environment, and you are a even smaller environment, your micro environment, living in the house. So outside environment, right, which you cannot control, because if earthquake, so any calamity, there's nothing you can control, right? That's why it's called heaven, okay. Your house is called earth, because why? Your house you can see, you can touch, you can feel, understand? That's why your house is represent earth, okay. Then how about you? You are a micro environment living in the earth, right? You are living in a house, right? So you are the man. So heaven, earth, and man, they are all together. They are never separated. They are always together. So use your common sense and use your logic to think in this way, okay. Heaven, earth, and man is outside environment, your house and you. You are living in your house. That's why man is inside earth, right? Then you're being protected. Your house is protected you from outside environment. You understand? Okay. This is my Feng Shui method. My Feng Shui method. If I teach you your 八字, that means immediately I will understand your Feng Shui is already in your 八字. Understand? Then from there, so how to so-called do about going? Understand in detail. Okay. Number one, you know the exterior. The exterior. Okay. The exterior nature that you cannot control. Okay. It's called heaven. Okay. Then the so-called the protective. The protective nature is called earth. Okay. Then you are the so-called man. Okay. Heaven, earth, and man is man. Okay. This man is you. Okay. So you are living in an environment to protect against the exterior. Okay. So these are all, when Feng Shui is concerned and 八字 is concerned, environment is concerned. So how to determine the environment in a 八字? Okay, let's say a 八字. I'm giving you a scenario of a 八字. Okay, a date of birth. This is a date of birth. Okay, a date of birth. Okay, how can you find an environment, okay, in the date of birth? When environment is concerned, temperature is concerned, because all environment is affected by temperature. Okay. So what's temperature? Okay, the month have temperature and the hour have temperature. Because month is the fourth season that we can understand temperature, then the hour is day and night. You can feel the cold and the hot. Understand? These two pillars, they have the temperature. So once when temperature is involved, a nature is present. Okay, so in a house, we don't talk about outside environment. We have to understand earth first in the middle path. Heaven, earth, and man, we have to understand earth first. Okay, what is earth? Earth is things that we can see. Okay, because as a human, we can only understand things that we can see. Things that we cannot see, we cannot understand. And if we cannot understand, we are afraid. Understand? So we talk about things that we can understand, it's easier. So how does a 八字 coincide with environment? Environment is called with your house. How does it coincide with your house? Okay. First, you have to understand. Okay. What does the year represent? Okay. Your year represent your ancestor. Okay. Ancestor. Okay. Ancestor represent what? Your grandparent. Okay. Then the month represent your parents. Okay, your parents. Then this is you. Okay, and then this is your old age. Okay, so then how about your luck? Okay, your luck is derived from the month. Okay, derived from the month. So let's see. Okay, example. Okay, this is your first luck, 0 to 10. Example, just example. Okay, before why derive from month? Because month is the environment, right? environments environment does not belong to you, right? You are living in the environment. Everyone is living in the environment because the environment itself, the bigger nature does not belong to you. What belongs to you is the property you live in. Understand? You live in. So when you are young, where you live in, you live in your parents. You live with your parent, right? Because your parents are the one that give birth to you, you stay with your parent. So your parent is your environment, right? Whether you like it or not, you have to follow their rule and regulation. Okay, this is number one. Okay, so to bring it into a bigger aspect is society. Once you step out of your house, once you step out of your house, when you step out of your house, it is under the control of government. It's called the bigger environment. Okay, so where you live in the environment. Understand? So man is all your environment. Man is also your house. Okay, then the dragon represent your door. Okay, then the stem of curve represent the energy of the door. It always come with a pillar, right? The pillar always contain heaven, earth, and man. Always, understand? So heaven, earth, and man, they have never separated. They are always together. Once you separate them, something is wrong. Understand? Something is wrong because you cannot correlate. Okay, so environment, in the property, environment represent what? So where does your main door, where does your main door open into? Most of the property, the main door always open into your living room, correct? Your living room is the one that connected your main door. So in your house, your living room is the man. Okay, living room. Right, there is a man is your living room. So your living room always open the door to, okay, the year is kitchen. Okay, the year is kitchen. Why? Because kitchen also belong to ancestor, right? So when as example, when the family live in together as a whole, which means that you, your parent, and your grandparent. So most of the time, your grandparent is the one that do all the cooking. Okay, because your grandparent produce your parent produce you. That's why the year represent kitchen. Okay, kitchen, not the stove, is the kitchen. Understand? The stove is only part of the kitchen. All right. So you must, when you want to understand my video, please forget about what you have read in the books. Understand? Right? What you read in the books there is no so-called correlated with heaven, earth, and man itself. Understand? So your living room is also open to the master bedroom. Okay. Then this is your children room. Your children room. Or guest room. Okay, or guest room. Okay, this guest room can be connected to the kitchen, can be connected to the living room, but definitely cannot connect it to your master bedroom. Understand, alright? Because your master bedroom itself is private. You cannot have a room. That means inside your master bedroom there's a room to your children room. Okay. So far, based on all the interior design of the house I see, I haven't seen one of these. Okay. Of course, you can have a baby room. Definitely, you can have a baby room. But most of the time, master bedroom is always by itself. Okay. So in a Bazi, okay, this is all the door. Okay. Then this is all the energy. Okay, of the door. Okay. In interior design, it is called the color. Understand? Because we cannot see the energy, right? That's why we use color to represent. Okay. So this is the color of what you can see in the room. in the living room or in the kitchen, and this is all the door. Okay, this is all the door. So so far I hope that you can understand, right? Because just like nature itself, okay, so when you put the nature into your 八字, the month is the environment, right? Because the month is number one is your parent, right, as I explained, and number two is outside society. Okay, they represent society. So that's why the so-called the importance of month is very important to a person's survival. Okay, then this one, the year represent your ancestor, right? So ancestor we also subjected to individual country on the cultural so-called behavior, because some country, especially third world country, they still so-called follow the so-called grandparent, which means that they still follow the year, which means that they pay a lot of respect and listen to the so-called grandparents. So when you want to do feng shui, you always ask or understand the cultural. It is better to ask the person whether do they still pay respect to the grandparent. Then if they do, then it's easier, you can understand. Okay, if not, the year represent the character itself. Okay, then this is the living room, because the main door always open through the living room. Then this is your master bedroom. Okay, and this is your old age, your children, or your guest room. Okay, so the main important of your house. So this luck derived from the month. So when you so-called there's a time factor of the age. When you enter this age, you are undergoing this luck. So from this luck, you will see that how does your luck interact with all the pillar. Okay, so in 八字 there are a few things you have to understand a 八字. Okay, a 八字, sometimes a 八字 have no problem. The problem come from the luck. Okay, sometimes a 八字 got problem and it require the luck to solve. Okay, so it is always better that you have a 八字 that you don't fully rely on the luck, which means that the 八字 itself, it can be survived by itself. Okay, if a 八字 require a luck to help, that means you know that something wrong with your 八字, so you require the luck to help. Okay, so it is very important and it is crucial for you to understand what is your 八字 all about, or before you talk about the luck, before you talk about doing feng shui. Okay, sometimes your 八字 is not nice, your luck is not nice, then you require feng shui to adjust everything. It depends. If let's say you have the problem in your ear pillar, if you have problem in your ear pillar, your focus straight away go to the kitchen, because that is where you solve the problem. Understand? If your pillar problem is from your month pillar, then you do feng shui in your living room, so that it doesn't interfere other things. Understand? This is the rules. So if you have relationship problem, then you pay attention to your master bedroom. You understand? Then children, old age, you pay attention to the hour. Okay, this is the rules. There are governing rules, which means that they will tell you how to go to the specific problem. Okay, so if you know that the problem is in the ear, okay, you go to the kitchen. So what do you do in the kitchen? What do you do in the kitchen? What do you do? Let's say you have a house. Let's say you have a house in this shape. Okay, and this is your kitchen. Okay, this is your kitchen. Understand? The first thing is that you look at the door. where is the door? Understand? If your kitchen have a door, example, if your kitchen have a door that facing the dragon, right? Then you know that the kitchen, the kitchen of your property clash your 八字 year immediately. That's why where every time you enter the kitchen, you feel very uncomfortable. Things like that, right? But before you read the kitchen, you must understand what is good and bad in your 八字 first. Understand? If the year is bad, if the year pillar is bad, then the clash, okay, the clash will be good. Okay, these are all yin yang aspect. In your 八字, before applying Feng Shui, you to understand your 八字, what is good and what is bad first, right? So if let's say your year is bad, you go to the kitchen and go and find out the kitchen door. Okay, of course, if let's say the door is against you, you don't have to so-called you don't have to so-called replace the door, open the other door. Okay, because not every property can do that. If you are living on the landed property, then you can change your door. But if you're living in an apartment or estates, right, or in a building office, you cannot change it so easily unless you can partition. Okay, so if you cannot change, no problem. Okay, no problem. But first you must identify the problem. You always identify the problem. What is called problem? It's just when a person, if you are sick, then you need to take medicine. This is called problem. The solution is the medication. Understand? So if a 八字 got no problem, which means that a person is healthy, then you go and take medicine, you go and do Feng Shui, do wrongly, then what happened to you? You fall sick, right? So you have to be very careful on doing Feng Shui. Understand? Remember, always logic and common sense. Understand? 八字 is always seeing the problem. If there's no problem, then the problem can come from the luck, or the problem can come from the property itself. Why? Because anything that is involved in our so-called society always come with a date of birth. Always come with a date of birth. Okay, like example, when you buy a house, okay, you buy a house, you sign a contract. The contract is the date of birth, which is the date of birth is called the ownership, the transfer of ownership, right? The developer sell you this property, then in this date is called legal binding document, so called you are the rightful owner, right? So in a date, when you sign a contract in a date, there is a clash or combine, then what happen? Something, then when you leave the property, immediately the clash and combine take place. Something, it can be good and it can be bad, happen to you, or maybe happen to your wife, happen to your children, happen to your parents. They are all in the date of birth. That's why when you buy a property, you have to, number one, you have to understand your date of birth. You understand your spouse date of birth. If you have a children, you must also include their date of birth. Understand? So then when you buy a property, then you will be certain that this property is good for everyone. Understand? This is the real Feng Shui, right? Feng Shui not just that you put something that is good for everyone. No such thing. There is no such thing. Understand? Don't ever believe in this sort of simplified Feng Shui, right? Feng Shui, there are rule and regulation, right? Just like when you want to plant a tree, you must make sure that number one, the foundation, the soil must be in good quality. Then you must have the so-called right so-called amount of water, then the balance of temperature, everything. Then this tree or this plant can grow healthily. Understand? But if you put in a different seed, but doesn't mean, although you have the same so-called you have the same ingredient of the herb, but doesn't mean that this herb will be suitable for all seeds. Understand? So we are like seeds, so the property is like so-called the foundation. but doesn't mean that all foundation is suitable for all seat. Understand? These are all logic. So if you have the year problem, you look at the kitchen. If you have the month problem, you look at the living room, right? The living room, the door is the main door. Understand? It's the big environment. Okay. Then the day pillar is the master bedroom, the door. Understand? Then the tiger is the later stage. Understand? It is also the back door. The back door, okay, but this back door is not related to your kitchen. Understand? There are many people they have a back door but it's linked to the kitchen, then that is not the back door, right? Okay, this is 八字, this is no, the back, the front and back. Understand? The front and back, ending, the beginning and the ending, right? So if you have a main door, then if you have a so-called individual door which is opposite of the main door but it's not within the kitchen door itself, then you can call front and back. Understand? So in a Feng Shui perspective, I mean my way of Feng Shui, you have to understand the 八字, right? So if you understand the 八字, you know the problem, then you look at the property. What is the cause? What is the cause of the problem? Is it the cause come from the 八字or the cause come from your property, right? So how to understand the property? The property, you cannot go into property and see the property itself. No, you see the date of birth of the property you purchase. That is the energy. That is the date of birth of your property, right? There are many people, they go to a house, then they start to walk around, then they start to talk about, oh, I feel this, I feel that. No, this is not master, no? Because master cannot go to a house and feel this, feel that, right? They must give you things that you can understand. They must look at something concrete, look at something that is rightfully yours, so that you can link your 八字 with the property, right? Because every date is an environment of itself. This is the rule, okay? So when you buy a property, number one, the property, there's a date of birth of the property, okay? The first thing to do is you check. Example, I give you example. A property is being bought in this way. Let's say this is a property you buy, and this is the date. This is the date you sign. This is 9 p.m. at night. Just example, why your property agent came to you, you put a deposit, right? And you sign. The deposit and the sign date. The sign date is the legal binding document, not the money you pay. You can pay the person the money, right? Or then you can sign later. I mean, that is a friend that you can trust. But most of the time, when you sign into the document, that is the date. So if this is a date of the purchase, the first thing you need to see is what? Your day master. Your day master, right? So example, this day master is goat. Then you see, goat is here. Immediately, then do you really benefit from the entire day itself? Or this day give you a lot of stress, a lot of pressure, or you live in a house, you become depression, right? Or it's been haunted, understand, right? So a haunted house, when the haunted house is haunted, right? They don't haunt everybody. They only haunt certain people, understand? Not because it is haunted, it's because when you sign, the energy is against you. The energy haunts you, understand? So it is very important. Same go for if you buy a car, if you so-called if you have engagement, understand, you marry a woman, right? Or you get married, everything there's a date of birth. Date of birth consists of big event and small event. Small event doesn't matter. What is called small event? Small event is when you go to the grocery and buy some so-called things at home. That one is okay, understand? Big event is when you buy a car, when you sell a property, when you start a business, partnership. These are all big event. Then you have to look at the date of birth. If the date itself consists of your date element, then you must know how to read whether are you benefiting from this or you're not benefiting from this. You understand? So what is the remedy? Example, the remedy. Okay, let's say example, goat. In this date, okay, is negative. Understand? Why is negative? Because it's so-called produced by a lot of fire. Understand? So because the goat is already dry, they don't need fire. But if there's a lot of fire, right? If there's a lot of fire, number one, you want to take out the goat. Is the goat the problem or the fire is the problem? You have to understand, right? So you must understand in this date, yeah, your day master is in your day master is in this date, and the problem in this date is because of the fire, right? So in the date, if you want to solve a problem in your date, in your date selection, you must have things, right? You bring this pillar up. The problem must appear in the date selection that you want to solve the problem. Understand? Then you must know how to choose the day and the hour to so-called to turn the negative into positive. Understand? Then once you have the date, then you must also find where is this place, right? If this is a house that you buy, yeah, you buy this house, this is the date, right? Then where's the problem in this house? It's in the kitchen. Understand? It's in the kitchen. That means because this date belong, this house, this date belong to this house. Understand? Because sometimes your 八字 year got no problem, but your problem come from the date itself. So how to solve the problem? You have to go to the kitchen and solve the problem. First, you must select a date. Then after that, you go to the kitchen, you do the remedies, right? Of course, there are location and direction. The place where you can remedies. You understand? This is the concept of my so-called Feng Shui 八字 application. They are together. They are never separate. So my course when I teach you 八字 is included Feng Shui automatic. Understand? So you don't have to learn 八字 and Feng Shui again because it's so difficult. So Feng Shui and 八字 are always together. Okay? So I hope that I give you a better understanding of actual Feng Shui and 八字. And this is all from the classic, understand? Okay? It's not from my approach, it's from the classic itself. I learned from the classic, okay? So I hope that you can understand my concept of Feng Shui and 八字. They are always together and they are never separated, okay? Hope you like it. Thank you very much. I hope that I will so-called do a new video and share with you again. Okay, bye-bye.